All right, so I'm the Director of Student Affairs in the School of Media Studies. My name is Robbie Powers, and this presentation is for students, graduate students in the School of Media Studies. We're going to talk about graduation requirements and also degree requirements towards graduation and how to register. So along the way, if you have questions, you can type them into the chat box. I'll try to answer them as I go along. I'll be popping in and out with my webcam, but I'll keep my audio up. So let me know if you need anything else along the way. So just if everyone can just quickly just make sure you should be seeing the media studies information session only. If you're not seeing that, just let me know and we'll try to correct it along the way. So from there, all right, so we're going to cover MA programs, MS programs, doc studies, and media management certificate programs. We won't be covering undergraduate and non-credit certificate programs in this session, so just an FYI. We'll talk about registration very broadly. We'll talk about the registration dates, refund policies, where to find your courses, talk a little bit about the waitlisting process here. We'll talk about academic advising as a model, internships, independent studies, some of the terms that you might come across like equivalency, maintenance of status, active status, auditing, scholarships, fellowships, assistantship stuff. We'll talk a little bit about our focus areas. Along the way, if you have questions, if we don't cover something or you need clarification, please let me know. What I'll say to start off about our program as a whole and about academic advisement is that your pathway towards graduation is your responsibility and your choice. So what that means is our program is very flexible. We have some prescribed requirements within each of our programs. It's up to you to make sure that you know what those requirements are. You accepted admission into this program, and your degree will be based upon the completion of those requirements. Within those requirements, though, it's also up to you to speak to your faculty members and to our office about how you want to make sure what kind of curriculum and what kind of academic experiences you want to make sure you have within the confines of those degree requirements. So the flexibility really falls somewhere in the middle of making sure that the courses are working for you, but also making sure that you are aware of the coursework that you need to graduate. So again, we'll cover these programs. Some of this will have covered in orientation, and it'll be some repeat, but some of it may be brand new for all of you. So most of our students are going to be in the MA Media Studies program. The MA Media Studies program is a 39 credit Master of the Arts. Students are required to take Understanding Media Studies, Media Theory, Media Design, and we also have a methods course, which is a research methods course is what that is meant to refer to. We'll talk a little bit about how to find those research courses, but there's 3 specific courses and then specific categories of research, seminar, and production. Some of the credits are variable depending on if you choose to do the thesis track, and we'll talk a little bit more about what the thesis track looks like. And so we want to make sure that you know that there are 2 different options, one that involves a thesis and one that does not. Both programs are 39 credits. We talk a lot about focus areas within the MA program. These are the different subject areas that are covered in the focus areas. Focus areas are guidelines for advisement. They are not certificates. They are not concentrations within our program. They do not show up on your transcript. They are not documented in any formal way beyond just saying we have coursework that falls into these 8 areas, and I'll explore with you some of the types of coursework that fall in there and how you can choose to focus if you want. You do not have to choose a focus area and choose a curriculum of focus. You can pick one from each of these areas and take the ones you want and take the mix and match and create a program if you want. Some of the programs, though, may have prerequisites, and if you stay within one focus area, you might meet the prerequisites. So, for example, digital cinema production has a number of different courses. Each one of those filmmaking courses is a prerequisite for the others. So it may behoove you to do a lot of those digital cinema courses if you want to do the more advanced work. So it's really up to you, and this is something you should be discussing early on with your faculty advisor. So a little bit about the thesis. It's a 3-semester experience. It is something that normally happens after students have completed a full year of the program or 15 to 18 credits of their program. So most of our students finish their last semester beyond the 2 years. So that's important to note. Why would you do a thesis? Most students walk away with a tangible research project that they can present for postgraduate work like PhD or postmaster's coursework. Many people also want to begin an independent project that they want to begin the research on that they can kind of have guidance in under this process and blend into something else. For most of our students, they'll be doing an in-depth paper as part of their thesis, but that's not the only way to produce a thesis. A thesis is research-based in its nature, but how you present that research can be in form of like a website or in form of a film or in form of an interactive project. You are given a primary thesis advisor who is a faculty member to help guide you through that process. So you shouldn't feel very alone in figuring out what that will look like. Please look out for emails shortly or check out our thesis collective, which meets every 2 weeks or so. And this is a great way to learn if you're thinking about doing thesis and how that could fit into your plan. Again, this is something you might want to start discussing with your faculty advisor early, even though you may not be able to do it for a couple more semesters. We'll talk a little bit about MS requirements and then kind of go into general stuff. So the MS program, the Media Management Masters of Science, is 36 credits. And there are 4 mandatory kind of introduction courses: Media Management and Leadership, Media Ethics, Media Economics, Media Design. And they also have a capstone project, which is a final culminating course that is required. So unlike the thesis, which is you can choose in the MA program. In the MS program, everyone has to do a large-scale project at the end. So students will mostly take coursework in the media management program. They must take media design and one other production course. So obviously that will be in media studies. And they also have room to take 9 credits of elective coursework that must be graduate level. So you can take something outside of the media management program if you want, ideally in the media studies program or in another graduate program here at the New School. We also have a full-time documentary studies certificate. The documentary studies certificate is full-time, so it cannot be combined with any other master's or coursework that is available, but it is a flat rate tuition full year where you do an intensive documentary coursework and end with a final project. So again, that is a separate program. If you're in it, here's your sequence for the year. So most people should be graduating, but if we record this video and put it up there, the fall semester has a pre-described semester sequence, and the spring semester has a pre-described semester as well as a course called Doc Talks, which is 0 credits. So important to note. And then the media management certificate. So if you're in the MA program, you can actually add this to your transcript. So the media management certificate can be part of your degree within the MA media studies program. It's built within the 39 credits, not in addition to. So that's important to note. 39 credits, you can still complete this within that program. It's 4 media management courses. So if we go back and we look at the MA requirements, you have the room to take 12 to 18 credits of seminar coursework. And if you're not doing the thesis, you have more. Most of the media management coursework are going to fall under the seminar requirements. So that's important to note that if you take your 4 seminar courses as media management, you should be fine in being able to complete this. So if you're wanting to do a ton of production courses, or you have really specific media management really specific seminar coursework you want to take, this may not be the plan for you. There is a really simple, see if I can go back, see if I can click this here. It's not going to let me click that link right there, but there is a Google form to add it. Once you add it, it goes to the registrar and they'll add it to your transcript. So that's just important to note. You can add it at any point during your program, so you don't have to have enrolled in the Media Management Certificate program to get right away before you start taking media management courses, but some media management courses are restricted to just media management and certificate students. So unless you're coded as a certificate student, you won't be able to register for them. So it's very few that are like that, but there are a few. Okay. So general registration information. Hopefully everybody has registered at least once. It's on their own, but just for reference, you're going to go through your mynewschool.edu academics tab, and you're going to look for that registration box there. And I encourage you to go look at it before Monday. Monday is the first day to register, Monday, April 4th, 8 a.m. Anyone with 15 credits or more can register. Anyone with less than 15 credits, and it's earned credits, would be at 12 p.m. in terms of being able to select their courses. You'll need something called a CRN number, and the CRN number is like a special code each course gets. So if a course is has a course number of NMDS 5005, it's going to also have a unique course registration number, CRN, that's 4 digits as well. And that's what you'll need to actually register. So make sure that you're securing the CRN, and I'll talk to you a little bit along the way about how specifically to do that. There is a refund schedule. So while the first day to register is April 4th, you can register all the way through till the first week of classes. Actually, even within the first week of class, you can still receive 100% refund, as you can see. So you can go to the first class, see if it's a good fit, and you can still make changes to your schedule. After the first week, though, there are costs that are incurred through that. So that's important to note that if you look on the left for fall and springs, that's the refund schedule there. So during the second week, if you start making changes to your schedule, adding and dropping things, you risk having to pay part of the tuition of that course. So that's important to note. So we also have summer coursework, courses that run only a few sessions during the year. If you're in a special course that doesn't run the full semester, there's a special refund schedule there. Most of the time it's before the first session. You can still get 100% refund, but once the class is started, you would incur the full cost. So. We also want you to register before the start of classes, and there is a payment fee that you should be aware of. So these are important things to keep in mind as you're planning your schedule and when you want to finish registering and kind of keeping everything locked in. All right, so let's see if I can click this guy. I might have to pull up my my website real quick. So we have 2 different ways to look for course information. One is the course grid. Give me one second. One is our School of Media Studies Commons website, which we will have our course grids on. We'll also have the University Course Catalog. And the University Course Catalog is the university's formal place for information about the course, including the course description and its attributes. But most of our students do prefer the SMS Commons website, which I am pulling up right now. So if you just give me 1 second, I will have that up for us. Bookmarks. So it should look something like this. Hopefully everybody can see this. Are you able to see the course guide that I'm putting up here? Sure. Okay, great, good, thanks. So we're going to be looking at fall graduate, and you can also see our summer schedule through here as well. On here, really important to note, right up at the top are these color-coded markers that we have, and the color-coded markers indicate the different focus areas if you're doing MA, so that's a really great thing. And also the highlighted areas here will let you know if it's a media management, media studies, documentary studies program. So required courses are all at the top, right up at the front. You can see if they're online or each day of the week. And you can see who's teaching them. If you click on them, it'll take you to the university course catalog for that semester. So you can look at more information about the course as you click it. And you see that red number? That's the CRN number that I referred to earlier. Media production courses are coded separately down here, so you can see those. If it's a production, studio-based, creative course, it's there. If it's a seminar, lecture course, if it's satisfying any kind of seminar requirement, it's all here. And then finally, if you're a documentary studies student, your required courses are actually all the way at the bottom of the page, not the other required courses. So this is a really great thing. And then I'll just click one of the courses. Let's say you need media design next semester. It would go to our university course catalog, and you would see each semester that it's running and all of the different sections of it. So you can see every professor who's teaching it in the fall right now and also spring. So there you go. There's all that information. Again, if you have any questions along the way, or if I don't cover something, please let me know in the comment box. Waitlisting. So courses do sometimes fill up, but things change. So you can actually register to you can register yourself to a wait list for a closed course. And you'll be notified when you can register for that course. If for some reason someone has left, you'll be given a 24-hour notice to register. That way you don't incur any additional costs. We don't over-tally courses, so if a course is closed, the instructor can, they can love you all they want, but they can't give you permission to get into the class. So we want you to get enrolled. So wait lists aren't really great towards the end of the summer when you're planning for fall, because the likelihood of someone dropping is very low, but the likelihood of someone dropping between April and August is pretty high. Some things change, people move their schedules around. So get on those wait lists if you really, 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 really want to be in a class. There's 3 types of resources you have for academic advising within the graduate programs here. First and foremost, you have your faculty advisor. They're listed in Starfish and on your degree works as your faculty advisor. This person can really help you focus on your career path, your curriculum, how the courses are going to fit into your needs. They really intimately know the coursework and the field as a whole. I am in charge of the SMS Student Affairs Office, and I handle everything regarding holds, registration, graduation, any kind of paperwork that's going to be needed to help you with those things, student engagement, student services, and support. I'm here, basically 9 to 5, Monday through Friday, to help and assist you with anything that may come up. So please make sure that you're reaching out to us. And your student advisors, who actually, they staff the Media Studies Advising at newschool.edu account, and they're here all day as well. And they're actually the best resource for really quick questions, things that may come up about like how to register, how to get a form, how to get in touch with somebody. If you're unsure, they're the best place to register those types of questions that you may have. Drew, I see you have a question. So for courses with multiple sections, such as media design in the fall, is there a guidance about the emphasis of the different instructors? No, there is no guidance for the emphasis of different instructors. As you could see, let's see if I can get that. Give me 1 second, I can pull that back up. Here. So you can see in media design, there's different instructors listed there. They each have their own section with a unique CRN number, but there's going to be no other information available. So it's up to you to talk to your current faculty advisor. They may give you suggestions of which professors are more in line with your skill set or academic pathway. So they might want you to really focus on somebody. I normally say that it's best to go with what time works best for your schedule, whether or not you're an online person or you really want to be there on Wednesday nights. Media design is the rare exception that's going to have tons of sections. Most of our courses are going to only run 1 section. So just keep that in mind. But all of the media design courses should run with the same curriculum. You can definitely talk to your student advisors, but for the most part, we're not going to give a real preference on faculty specifically. Talk to your faculty advisor as a whole, though, the person who's assigned to you, because they may have some really good suggestions based on your path and that faculty member's unique background. So somebody might have more of a background in graphic design, and that might be something that really interests you. Let me just make sure I covered. Okay, yeah, I covered this. Internships, it's something we get a lot of questions about. So there are two different pathways with dealing with internships. One is for credit and one is not for credit. So I'm going to talk about the credited internships. Credited internships, you can choose to take an internship for 1 to 3 credits. You can do this up to twice. You can do up to 6 credits of coursework. 3 credits can satisfy production requirements. 3 credits can satisfy seminar requirements within the MA program and the MS program as well. The credited internship you do pay tuition for, and you would have to secure the internship on your own, and you would be evaluated. You would be graded upon the completion of the internship, your evaluation, and a self-evaluative paper. Again, that credit can be part of the 39 credits towards graduation. Many students and some of our faculty and staff here in our department recognize that there are different philosophies on paying for tuition for experience. And because of that, we have developed a 0 credit option. So the 0 credit option allows you to certify to an employer that you are a student in an academic program and that the internship and your academics are aligned, which a lot of internships may have that restrictor. They may only give you academic experience and they may only hire students. So the 0 credit option lets you certify on a transcript that you are a student in an internship class, and that allows you to achieve that without having to pay for 3 credits of tuition. The 0 credit internship is free of charge if you're taking other coursework. There is a service fee if you are not taking any coursework, which is currently $130. So if you are thinking about doing an internship during the summer and you want to do it for 0 credits, you would pay that $130 fee. So that's important to note. But most of our students are pretty split. About half of them do it for credit and about half of them do it for 0 credits. There's no wrong way. You can enroll the 3 credit courses, the 1 to 3 credit courses do have to be enrolled in the same manner as a class. So you have to enroll, before the summer, you have to secure that internship and be enrolled in the class. But the 0 credit internship, we will enroll you throughout the semester. Independent studies, we get a lot of questions about those. Students, I'm just going to go back really quick. Just a point of with the internships, you must have 15 credits under your belt completed. So before you can take advantage of any internship program here, you got to have a little bit of experience with our coursework. Independent studies, 18 credits is the minimum to do an independent study. An independent study or independent production course can be something that's new that we don't offer here. It's not meant to replace course requirements that we already offer. So if you don't want to take media design, you can't take an independent study to replace media design. The idea is that you would take a course that we don't offer or a unique piece of perspective and information and have a faculty member develop curriculum with you and a schedule of how to meet that. The faculty member must be full-time and you can't do part-time faculty, and they must be within the School of Media Studies to count for your program. Ultimately, your independent study contract does have to be approved by our program director, who is, for media studies, is Dawn Jaburis. For media management is Peter Haratonic. And also for the certificate in media management is Peter Haratonic. And for documentary studies, it is Deanna Camille. These are some terms that you might hear from time to time in regards to registration. Equivalency credit is a marker on your transcript that would indicate to various departments around the university that while you are not taking full-time coursework, you are doing equivalent of full-time coursework and should therefore meet all full-time eligibility. Where our department only applies equivalency credit notations to your transcript if you're doing thesis or capstone. So it's really excessive work that you're doing outside of the classroom. It is not a tool for people to go part-time and receive full-time aid or full-time status if they're international students. We really only do that if you're in the thesis or capstone program and your advisor thinks that you're exceeding work outside of the classroom. That would mean maybe not taking as many classes. Otherwise, you would want to do any kind of reduction of course load, but equivalency credit is not a given for everybody. It's really only for thesis and capstone coursework. Maintenance of matriculation is an option that students have. We mostly see this with students who are finishing up incompletes. They might have gotten an incomplete in a course in the fall, and in the spring they're finishing it up, and they choose not to take any classes. They go, you know what, I'm just going to focus on these incompletes, and I'm going to do that. They would enroll in maintenance of matriculation, and that would allow them to have access to all student services without paying any tuition. You would just pay a fee associated with maintenance of matriculation, which is listed on our registrar's website. I believe it's a couple $100s, but you'd want to check the specifics there. Active status policy is important to keep in mind when you're planning out your career. Active status policy, you have to finish your master's program within 5 years. You also need to finish your program without 5 consecutive semesters of inactivity. So if you don't enroll in things for 5 consecutive semesters or you exceed 5 years, you're going to be asked to reapply to the program. And that's something to keep in mind. Most students finish our program within 2 to 3 years, and that's normal. Life happens, things happen. You can take leaves of absence for up to a year, no question, and you can not enroll in courses, a couple times as well. But at a certain point after 5 years or 5 consecutive semesters of inactivity, you will be asked to reapply to the program. You may hear about auditing. Auditing is a self-enrichment program that you can take advantage of. It's a little challenging at the graduate level to find courses that are auditing capable. You must have program director approval, especially within that program, to audit the course. You must be enrolled in full-time coursework. The course must be coded for auditing, so not every class allows auditing. So that's something the instructor in the school should be able to tell you. I can tell you if any of our courses are available for auditing. And in our program, we do not allow auditing for production coursework. This is really, we see it mostly with students who want to take like a foreign language class or a course that they're taking 9 credits, but they see this really great course that could help them with a skill set, and they want to learn that skill set so they can take that as an additional course. It is rare. I think very few students qualify for auditing in a particular class, but it is something to keep in mind to at least ask if that's an option. Scholarships, fellowships, assistants. Right now, I actually only listed the assistantships, so that's probably a full misleading title. We have course assistantships and research assistantships. That information comes out in April, and students are hired for the year for different faculty members' needs. So please look out for that information in your emails because there are stipended positions. It's a way to really work closely with faculty. And the only prerequisite that I'm aware of is that you have to be a full-time student in good standing in our program. So look out for information on those. We also have departmental student assistant and advisor roles that are hireable at an hourly rate. So please keep those in mind. Periodically, there are fellowships that become available, and that information is released as it becomes available. And scholarship information should go through Student Financial Services, any requests and information. If there is an internal scholarship, we will make you aware about it. I will just say registration is on the 4th. So make sure that if you haven't reached out to your faculty, you start emailing them about setting up meetings and questions. If you don't register on the first day, it's not going to be the end of the world. There'll still be plenty of courses left. Just keep an eye on things. We want you to register as soon as possible. Be aware, too, if you have any holds on your account, specifically financial, those may prevent you from registering. You want to start working on creating a plan and keeping us in the loop on how we can help you with that. Beyond that, I'm going to close up the webinar if there's no other questions. Hopefully that was helpful. If you have any other questions, I really encourage you to email mediastudiesadvising@newschool.edu. Again, that's mediastudiesadvising@newschool.edu. They're the best place to get quick questions answered or get them forward to bigger places. All right, thanks for giving some time today. If you have any other questions, let me know.